Picture this. It's the early 1950s in British-ruled Kenya, a land of breathtaking beauty and abundant resources, yet a cauldron of growing discontent and resentment. The British colonial rule, steeped in its imperial grandeur, stands in stark contrast to the native Kikuyu people's aspirations for self-determination. The Kikuyu, the largest ethnic group in Kenya, found themselves increasingly marginalized, their fertile lands snatched away under the colonial policy of divide and rule. As the British settlers flourished, the Kikuyu were reduced to labourers in their own ancestral lands. In the shadows of this inequality, a secret society began to take root. Known as the Mau Mau, they were primarily composed of aggrieved Kikuyu. Their goal was clear and uncompromising: to end the British rule. Their means, however, would ignite one of the most brutal and controversial conflicts of the 20th century. And thus, the stage was set for the Mau Mau Uprising. As the sun set on October 20th, 1952, the Mau Mau Uprising took its first fiery breath. Unrest was brewing in the heart of Kenya as the Mau Mau, a militant African nationalist group, began their initial attacks. They were driven by a deep-seated resentment against the British colonial rule, and their objective was clear: to reclaim the lands that were unjustly taken from them. The British, caught off guard, quickly declared a state of emergency. The tension escalated and reached a boiling point with the Lari massacre in March 1953, a horrifying event that shook the nation and painted a stark picture of the brutal conflict. This period also saw the capture of key Mau Mau leaders, among them Dedan Kimathi, a charismatic figurehead who became a symbol of resistance. His capture was a major blow to the Mau Mau, but it did little to quell the uprising. The uprising, however, was far from over. The year 1953 marked a turning point in the uprising. The Mau Mau rebellion reached its zenith, escalating into a full-blown conflict. British forces found themselves taken aback by the sudden surge of Mau Mau attacks, prompting a response that was as swift as it was severe. In a bid to quell the rebellion, the British launched Operation Anvil, a large-scale military operation that saw thousands of Kikuyu people rounded up in Nairobi. The operation was an attempt to isolate Mau Mau fighters from their support base, but it only served to intensify the conflict. Simultaneously, the British established detention camps, notorious for their brutal conditions. These camps were designed to break the will of the Mau Mau fighters, yet they only fueled the flames of resistance. Despite these challenges, the Mau Mau remained relentless in their pursuit of independence. Their resolve was unshakable, their spirit unbroken. They fought for their land, their rights, their freedom, and their story would be etched in the annals of history. The year 1956 brought the end of the Mau Mau uprising, but not without leaving a lasting impact. As the embers of rebellion waned, the capture of Dedan Kimathi, a prominent Mau Mau leader, marked the symbolic end of the uprising. The British authorities were relentless in their pursuit, and eventually Kimathi was executed. A tragic end to a fierce warrior, but his spirit lived on. The ending of the uprising was not the end of the struggle. The Mau Mau had planted the seeds of resistance, and the roots of discontent continued to grow. The turbulence of the uprising brought the plight of the Kenyan people to the world stage. International pressure mounted on the British authorities, leading to a shift in the winds of change. In 1963, Kenya finally won its independence. The Mau Mau uprising, though bloody and brutal, was a catalyst for change in Kenya. The Mau Mau uprising, a tumultuous period in Kenya's history, is a testament to the human spirit's unyielding fight for justice. This fierce rebellion arose from deep-seated grievances, a yearning for land and freedom, and a defiance against colonial rule. From the sparks of discontent to the flames of revolution, we've journeyed through the key events that marked the uprising's trajectory. The initial rumblings of rebellion, the height of the uprising, and its eventual downfall have all painted a vivid tapestry of Kenya's struggle for independence. The Mau Mau uprising not only fueled the fires of rebellion, but also impacted the course of Kenya's journey to independence, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's history. As we reflect on the resilience and determination of those who fought in the uprising, we are reminded of the power of the human spirit to challenge the status quo and fight for a just cause. And with that, we have reached the end of our journey into the Mau Mau uprising. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more historical insights. Thank you for watching.